lunch meeting down the highway. I think I'm down.
Good morning. Good morning.
I want you to know that Bobby did such a good job last year. It's still broken this year.
I fixed it once. More duct tape.
More duct tape. All right, so our invocation this morning. Sarah.
Let us pray. Dear God, for the friends, good, fun, and food fellowship, especially fellowship of Rotary, we give our sincere thanks. May these tokens of your bounty nourish our physical bodies in preparation for the challenges that are in ours ahead. Keep us mindful of the needs of others and keep us always attuned to your calling in Rotary. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And of the things you think, say, and do.
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
All right, Sergeant at Arms report. Who do we have with us today?
39 members here today. We've got a couple of guests. We've got Paul McKenna, guest Dennis. We've got Frank Manship, a guest of Eric. And one visiting Rotarian. We've got Deborah Freeman from Summit.
So for those of you who brought guests, you want to tell us a little bit about your guests?
Well, I was going to have Paul talk to, I suggested to Paul to stand up and tell us a little bit about himself.
Sure, why not? Again, I'm Paul Zucchino. I work with one of your members, Cheryl David, over at her law firm. I'm an attorney. I focus mainly on elder law and estate planning. And Dennis was nice enough to invite me over. Said you guys are looking for new members, so I'm looking forward to meeting all of you. Thanks for having me.
I'll tell you a little bit about Frank. He actually works for PNC as well. He actually works here in Greensboro. His office is right around on Friendly. He is a biker. I know that. He rides a bike. And he has been in Macon for over 25 years. So I'm pleased to have him join us today.
Very good. Yeah, speaking of membership, I know Ashley and Sean, did you all go to Cincy last night?
Yes.
How'd that go?
You want to talk about it?
Well, it went well. They have it about once a month. I enjoyed myself and did a little bit of a sales pitch to a couple people for Rotary. They asked about some of the things we do, so I brought up Project Rebuild, Pig Stock, of course, and so I'll probably go to more of these events and continue to ask people if they want to join Rotary.
Great.
Let's see, birthdays and anniversaries.
Good morning. Today is Tony Meyer's birthday. I'm here.
And it was yesterday. Different time zone. Born in a different time zone.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tony. Happy birthday to you.
Cheryl David's member anniversary is October 11th, 2 years. And wedding anniversaries, Darlene and Todd Leonard on the 10th. Mark and Jill Reynolds on the 10th. And if you think of them this week, Kevin would have celebrated 24 years. Wow.
So that brings me to member updates. So, I knew Randy was having back trouble again, but David said he's actually back in the hospital again, and he's going to go visit him after the meeting this morning. But, Randy had back surgery. He was doing really well, and then...
Randy Elliott, so it's me and Brandon Sharon.
Randy Elliott had the back surgery, but, now he's having trouble. last email I saw from him, yeah, he was laying flat on the floor. That was about all he could do, but now he's going back into the hospital. So think of him. And then Jonathan, you want to give us a quick update?
Yeah, wifey is doing much better. Aneurysm, not aneurysm, the clot in the lung is resolving itself. Her heart's doing great. The problem remains is that she's just having trouble with her knees and can't get around. So she's between a cane and a walker, which is kind of hard for a girl who got around everywhere and was involved in a lot of things. We haven't graduated to the cane yet, but her spirit is really, really good. We get out once a day. She's doing her work at home, and I look forward to her being back soon. So thank you for asking.
Football pool.
Football pool now, what a week. College football, 5 of the top 8 going down. So all you guys that just picked the favorites, you know, and no imagination or anything, just down the tubes. So we left the door open for some people that don't normally win. How was that a nice way to put it? Let's see, Hal, Buster and Randy, tied for the low number, with 11, okay? But you couldn't sneak under Blake, who, second week in a row. Repeat winner, 10 out of 22. He says he donated.
I did. Mary Kay Brock, she loves these things. Try to get it back.
Yeah, there you go. It might work. Let's see. Okay, honorable mention with 15, Dennis Newman, Ralph. There you go, Ralph Dennis. And you know, first time up there, Mike Anderson was 16. Where are you, Mike? Where'd you go? Yeah, most dapper guy in the club. This is something to put in his wardrobe. He doesn't have any T-shirts, so. Congratulations. The winner, here's a guy who sits around behind his desk and signs a lot of important papers. And so somebody donated this very nice quill pen. It's very fancy thing. It's real gold and enamel, and it's even got a little thing where you can buy some more of them. Mike Conrad sits around. All right, Mike. Streaming ESPN, and he's always up there. And wow. Anyway, pools on the table. Pick them right.
All right, well, you know, we've talked about it being a really busy fall, so last weekend we completed Project Rebuild. So everyone who was at Project Rebuild last week, stand up, everybody who was there. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. We roofed a house in 2 days. Good time. I'll have to admit, so, I was ground crew. And so after lunch, I was like, I'm going to go up on the roof. So I tie on the apron, and I climb up the ladder, and I put my foot on the roof, and I look around, and I'm like, I don't think so. I cleaned that yard really, really well today. But it was great fun. And thanks for everyone who did get up on the roof and made that happen. The Rotary Foundation dinner, so the link went out for that. People have started signing up, but please do sign up. We need to get that in, fairly soon. Mike, when do we want to have our clubs, RSVPs in for the foundation dinner?
I think by the end, another week or so, that would be good. Yeah.
All right, we'll keep promoting it because we want to get that in. We want a great table as close to the front by the incoming RI International President as we can. It'll be a fabulous night. We actually had a fabulous time last night. Mike did a wonderful job organizing the Paul Harris Society dinner last night over at the Proximity, so a number of us were there. So that was great. We got to hear Ann Matthews, who's RI International Vice President, who just finished her term. She was very inspirational. It was wonderful to hear from her all the good work that the foundation does. So, just a quick note, as we know, we're looking for members. So, we already talked about the benefits of wearing your Rotary pin. It's a great way to promote Rotary, and people ask you about it. So I want to encourage us, at least on Thursdays, everybody wear your pin to the meeting and then the rest of the day. And so if you don't wear your pin to the meeting and I see you, I don't know if you know that, Rotary makes these really fancy pins that you might, if you're not wearing your regular pin, you might get the opportunity to wear this beautiful fancy pin at the meeting that day. So
I
gotta have that.
I want to wear one of those.
if you're not wearing your regular pin and I see you for the next couple of weeks, you can might get that instead.
So how did you come by that, Emily?
I bought it at Peck's.
Oh, okay.
Not for me, to encourage people to wear it.
Rob put his cock smashed in.
Real gold.
But another great way to promote Rotary is just to talk about it, because, set a goal to talk about Rotary 3 times a week. So somebody says, hey, what's going on? Say, hey, I was just at Project Rebuild last weekend with my Rotary Club, and we did this amazing work, or we had a great program at Rotary today, or hey, we've got pig stock coming up, we're doing this really cool thing. So just work Rotary into your conversation and introduce people to who we are and what we do. So just another easy way. So wear your pin, talk about Rotary, and of course, invite great prospective members to come. Let's see, so I don't see Buster, so Bobby, happy dollars.
Pin up the hands. Happy dollars. Who's first? Don't everybody jump at once.
Well, I'll throw a happy dollar for Ben Bracken. I think he thought you weren't coming today, so he's got on the shorts.
Yeah. Thank you. Somebody had to do it. All right. My legs aren't as pretty as Bobby's.
I got one. I sent out an email. Some of you may not have just immediately deleted it. And if you read it, I was given a little bit of advice on selling raffle tickets. And in a nutshell, what I sent out a bunch of emails just to individual friends and said, hey, Susan and I are going to this thing, we'd like you to be there. Just a very no pressure invite. And so everybody that sent back an email that said, hey, that's open, we're going to look at that. It's like, great, maybe they'll come. Those that immediately responded a couple of, well, can't be there, we're out of town, or whatever reason, I had an email to send back that said, no problem, we hate that you're not going to be there, but I've saved 2 raffle tickets for you. They're only $20 a piece, thanks for your support. So I sold a bunch of raffle tickets. One guy responded back after my first email, said, God, we're going to be out of town, but I've got no problem writing you a check for $180. Oh, wow. I was like, that was the price of the 2 tickets for the party. And I was like, sweet, you just won 9 tickets. So anyway, do it. It's an easy way. The best way is face-to-face because people really can't turn you down for $20. But that's an easy way to do it. You want to bet? You want to bet?
That's the difference in having
Right. Or if we bring up every year about this time, if you're Robbie Hassel, you use them for get out of jail free card.
Understated.
All right, Buster. Okay, sorry I couldn't do the rebuild, but I really enjoyed seeing a picture of Tim Hansen with his thumb duct taped up.
Yeah.
So that's for Tim Hansen for working on the project and working through the day without getting stitches, which he did later on that evening. The roof, I guess it was.
Thank you. Dr. Guy.
Last week they had, some people probably saw this on Facebook, they had the North Carolina Triathlon Championship Series at Lake Townsend. And my wife's been doing these for a while. And somewhere along the way, she conned my 13-year-old son into doing it. And he's been doing the youth series, and she talked him into doing this sprint. So needless to say, I told him if he did one, I would do one. So he did it, he accomplished it. It was 37 degrees. Not a comfortable triathlon, but he still finished it. Super proud of him. 13 years old.
That's awesome.
Very quickly, next
A week from this Sunday is the crop walk. Our family has done it for several years. We're going to do it again. Hoping that Grace will be back for a fall break and will stay around long enough to do it with me. I'll send an email out if anyone's interested in supporting crop walk. It helps Greensboro, the ministry. It helps fight hunger worldwide. You guys have been great in years past, and I'll send it around if you're interested. Thanks.
Another one from Chip.
Well, I just realized that we hadn't said anything about pig
I know, I
stock
forgot,
yet.
I was gonna bring that back.
Were you? Well, here's $1 for bringing it back up then. All right.
Market was up yesterday.
The market was up yesterday, that's right, and I sold a bunch of t-shirts. We have a few leftover pig stock t-shirts from the team. Everybody on the team now has theirs.
And what's a sufficient donation to the pot? to
Yes,
get one of these wonderful
yes.
shirts?
Who would bid? I won't do a bid. We only have 2 XLs and an L, and maybe we may have a smaller 2 left. But anyway, if anybody would like this, I bought them. I got the money back from the team. We got some leftovers, so whatever comes back to sell these t-shirts. Carrie said, we don't need any more dang t-shirts. Not exactly.
Here's for an L. Here's for an L.
There we go. Thank you, sir. If I can find one. Look, so let's put that in the pot. Whatever comes back goes in the pot is the first thing. Now, I want Ashley to give a witness. There's $40 right there. I want Ashley to give a witness as to what she heard at another unnamed Rotary Club meeting. Verbatim, word for word. Don't mention the club. Don't mention the day. Just tell our club what they said.
I was calling clubs because I'm doing club visits to promote Party Good Purpose next week. And the guy who I hear is a competition barbecue guy. He said, "Oh, we're not meeting this week because of pig stock. We're trying to get all our members out." I'm like, "Oh, that's great. I'm on the cook team for Gate City Rotary. You know, TDD, smile, smile." He goes, "We're gonna kill you guys." I'm like, "Oh."
Now you're all playing for second.
Yeah, I don't know.
Apparently, it is serious competition.
Yeah, I
They
don't know how
canceled
y'all
their
feel about being
meeting
killed.
and bought all tickets for their members.
Yeah, they bought all the tickets for their members. You know, and all that's fine and good. Sarah has experienced some of this as well. I personally don't take being killed lightly. And I think we need to get our competitive spirit up. And as Emily passes the pot there, the way we win People's Choice, I'm pretty sure we've got, between our team, and we have cooked some fantastic barbecue. We cooked for the Moldovans and some other people by accident. And we had about 35 people. We were expecting 12. We ended up with 35 people. We had enough pig for 50 people, and it was all gone. It was, yeah, all the loaves were gone, the fishes were gone. They even ate the fruit out of the decorative food. But the barbecue was gone, okay? We made some good barbecue, and we've got a team effort. So I'm not worried about the actual award, the best barbecue, but the People's Choice is how much money we raise for COV, Children of Vietnam, and the way that's done is through donations. So if you can't be there, if you're coming out, great, donate then, and if not, donate now, and if you're going to do both, that's even better. Thank you. Oh, and by the way, you know, we do have Best Pork, People's Choice from last year. We are the grand champions. That's why they're gunning for us.
Actually, tell that other club if you're not first, you're last.
There you
go. Bobby, how long has pig stock been going on?
This is year number 2.
Year number 2? Well, it seems like forever.
You don't even get all the team emails, let me tell you.
The reason it feels like forever is this is my 10th year cooking in the Women's Resource Center. Men Can Cook. And Justin and I have come together. We've had smoked pork shoulders with homemade barbecue sauce served on a Sister Schubert's yeast roll that people are just drooling for. We've gotten People's Choice. People come back for seconds and thirds. A couple of customers said that if he had a bottle of that chigger sauce, he would take it home and drink it on the rocks. It was that good, barbecue sauce. And it breaks my heart. I feel like a traitor. It happens on the night of pig stock. And so this year is my last Men Can Cook community chef effort. I have been brought over from the dark side to the light side, and I will be a contender in pig stock next year.
Welcome aboard.
That's right.
Would you like a t-shirt?
Yes, yes. Lend us some sugar sauce. Yes.
My $1 more is for Sean because I went over to airport this week to hop tickets for Party with Purpose, and he was there completing his red badge, and he went over to airport and he actually made it back here. So.
White bowl of Gates.
Oh, no, I don't have a $100. I was just saying you can give me the money.
I will. Well, Graham Happy said, you know, when you die and you're dead, it's always more difficult for those left on earth around you, and it's a hard time for them. He says it's much the same as when you're stupid.
I don't know, you get over being stupid. Or maybe you get over being dead.
But what we haven't done is, so if you're on the Gate City Hunka Hunka Burn and Rub Cook team, everybody stand up, your team member. We got a great team this year. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun this weekend, so looking forward to seeing all of you and your friends and family out there. So again, it's a great day for membership, so we're going to have a new member induction, and we're going to have a new member talk. So, wow. Great day, so new member induction, Dennis.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Everyone's running up here like on cue.
Yeah, Ralph's already a member.
Jeff?
I'm a born again Rotarian.
They should you dressing up for you.
I got CE class today.
That's fine. That's
In
fine.
a nice facility.
Before I get started, I just want to give Ralph Jones a new badge. He needs a new badge because he's in insurance and commercial insurance. And if anybody's got, if you change jobs, whatever, and you're still wearing the old badge, let me know. And we'll get a new one printed. All right, so I've got, this is where I've got to do a confession here. I was tested about, is it the truth? Today and yesterday, and I failed. So I needed to get badges, and Sean has been bugging me every week. I said, I gotta get it. So his sponsor, Chip, says, you got his badge? Yeah, I get his badge. So I go get the badges, and I'm sitting here, and Chip is getting there. He says, let's have some fun with Sean. He's always asked, he's already asked about the badge, so tell him you don't have it. So I said, so Sean comes up to me, says, Dennis. I said, okay, yeah, well, I don't have it. And I go, that's not the truth. And I'm going, well, it is the truth, because I don't have it. So I feel a little better. However, I had a little bit of guilt going on, but we were going to try and have some fun with you. And then I looked at the badge, I said, he's not here. So, and John Nossick's not here, so I don't see him. So we're going to get on to...
No harm, no foul.
No harm, no foul. So we'll get you next week for sure. Robbie, you come forward.
Right.
You forgot the sheet.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's always a special opportunity when this club inducts a new member, and we're privileged to have them step aboard. And it makes one, those of us that are here, I see Mike Conrad and a few other people out here that are our charter members that are still in earnest with us. And Rotary of Gate City was chartered in May of 1991. And since that time, this club has grown to incredible lengths and depths with respect to its spirit, its contribution, and its presence in the Rotary community and the community at large. Whenever we are privileged to bring in new members, it's worth being mindful to remember certain things. First of all, Rotary is not a political organization, and yet Rotary exists, and among its tenets, it encourages and fosters tenets of good citizenship for all of us, both by modeling and by participation and encouraging others. Second, Rotary is not a religious organization, but deep spiritual commitment and understanding, and the values and tenets universally are also embodied in what we do as members here each and every day. And finally, Rotary is not a charitable organization, but once again, the tenets of giving to others and service above self are embedded and embodied in everything we do and say as Rotarians, as well as within the four-way test itself. Rotary is an organization dedicated to serving the community, serving vocations, serving around the world internationally, and of course serving within our own club, as has already been evident this morning. And as we welcome our new member, Jeff Tillman, this morning, it is worth reminding him and us being mindful as well of what he will embody and what he will become. And so at this time, I would ask our membership to stand. Jeff, you are before us today. You have satisfied all the elements for membership, and more to the point, we are very fortunate that we have satisfied your test for what it will take for us to bring in and be the beneficiaries of your contributions, excuse me, not just to this club, but we are tickled and thrilled for what you will bring to this community as a Rotarian. Remember and honor the four-way test and wear the pin that you will receive shortly. And just as President Emily was discussing earlier, with what we do and say, carrying this day forth, membership, service, and commitment, and we welcome you once again to the proud fellowship of Rotary and the Gate City Club of Greensboro. And hot off the press is a red badge.
Jeff's a good friend, a good neighbor, and a great service to the community, and he'll make an outstanding Rotarian.
Jeff, here's a packet for you. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I've done that since high school, have you, Ralph?
And included in this is, and your sponsor's going to help you with this, is how you get from there to that blue badge. Congratulations.
Yeah.
He forgot his script. He remembered it. Thank you.
Well, Jeff, did you want to say anything about yourself quickly? Okay.
Welcome aboard.
All right, so this back says new member talk for Sean.
Hey, Emily, I'm going to pass that black bucket around while Sean's talking. Hopefully we can put some paper in there instead of chain. And it won't disrupt the
We want that quiet money.
That's right.
Quiet money.
Big quiet money, that's what we're looking for.
I think we got most people when they came in the door, but if we missed you.
All right, good morning, everyone. I've had the pleasure of getting to know some of you just for being here through Project Rebuild and through practice barbecues at Chip's house, but I haven't had the opportunity to formally introduce myself, so I'll take this opportunity to do so. And also to caveat what Dan said, when I went to airport, they did try to, I guess, convert me, because I told him I got to sleep in. He said, I live in River Hills, and that's right next to Cardinal. I said, well, what are you doing at Gate City? And I said, well, they're nice people and all, but they're not Gate City. So I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. But all right, I grew up just outside of Orlando in a town called Winter Park. That's where I lived until 2006 when I joined the military. I was there for 6 years, and in the 6 years, 3 years I lived in Kansas, and the last 3 years I lived in Germany. All right. I was married in 2011, And this is the Roberts family in its current state.
Is he coming to the pig stop?
Oh, no, pig stop.
That's not gonna feed everybody.
It's not gonna feed everybody. He'd probably make about 2 strips of bacon. They're delicious.
Next year.
If you name them, you can't eat them.
That's my wife Kelly. There's Bernie the pig and Gus the dog. And in case y'all didn't know already, Bernie is the official mascot of our barbecue team. I've brought him out to both practice runs, and I think it's maybe a little mean to bring a pig to a barbecue. It worked out. He had a good time too.
Will be there Saturday?
Oh yeah, he'll be there Saturday.
Wasn't Emily the beneficiary of Bernie's giving?
Oh yeah, almost. But Bernie, we got a new Bern, and Gus, he's a rescue that we got when we were in Florida. But Kelly and I married in 2011, and then she's from Central Florida as well. I met her through her brother. I used to be really good friends with her brother, and I told him that I would never date his sister, and I kind of went back on my word.
You married her, but you didn't date her.
I guess that's a loophole. I didn't say anything about marrying her. But her and I, we wanted to escape the heat and humidity of Florida, so through talking about where we wanted to go, we moved up to I should say she moved to Asheville while I was still stationed in Germany. So we wanted to be up in the mountains. Her parents had met in Asheville, a town called Black Mountain, just outside of Asheville. So she spent, the majority of her summers there, and so it worked out to where she could move up there. I was still stationed in Germany, and then she found a job working for Kelly Harrell, and there were a number of schools that appealed to me. So between those two things, brought us to Greensboro, and it's been a good fit for us ever since. We've been here for just under 2 years, and like I said, it's been a good fit for us ever since. Currently, I'm a student at UNCG. My major is political science with a pre-law concentration. Recently, I graduated from GTCC with an associate's degree in paralegal studies. I met a couple attorneys that worked as adjunct teachers that have taken me on as an intern, which I've been doing since earlier this year. I'm also the post judge advocate for the American Legion Post 53 here in Greensboro. I'm a member of the Student Veterans Association at UNCG, also a member of the Legal Professions Association at UNCG, and a member of Rotary. So between various associations, internship in school, I don't really have time for hobbies, except for, in my opinion, the most important hobby, and that's being a dedicated football fan. I'm a fan of the Florida Gators, and if the Florida Gators go 1-11 every year, and that one win is against Florida State, then it's a successful and winning season. I guess it's analogous to the Duke-Carolina rivalry. I can't stand Florida State. I'm also a Buffalo Bills fan. Now you might be asking, why, from Florida, why are you a Buffalo Bills fan? Well, I just kind of jumped on the bandwagon when I started watching football in the early 90s. I was a big Jim Kelly fan, and I've just stuck with the team ever since. We had a rough couple decades, but we'll be back in the race. You don't abandon your team. All right. So what I did to take us some extra time is I thought I'd share some pictures with you guys from my experiences in the military. Now this, I didn't personally take this picture, I put it up there because I wanted to convey to you guys that my first job when I got to Kansas was a Bradley driver. And this is a Bradley, it was named after General Omar Bradley. And it was a lot of fun driving, pancaked a couple cars and trains. And one thing that I take pride in is all the crazy things that I've done with it. I've never once broke track because it's a pain to fix. So I'm really happy that. This is a picture of me in Baghdad in the green zone, cross sabers. This is a picture of my platoon underneath the cross sabers, and that was in 2009. I was in Iraq 08 to 09, and that's with 163 Scout Platoon, 2nd Brigade, 1st Infantry Division, out of Fort Riley, Kansas. Now, this is in Afghanistan. This is a dog that we named Todd. The dogs loved us. The Afghans, they don't think much of their dogs. They don't treat them very well, and you know, we love our dogs. So whenever we come around, the dogs really take a liking to us. Just to give you guys a good idea of the terrain, in the first 4 months of my deployment to Afghanistan, I was on the border of Pakistan in the southern province of Kandahar, and it was pretty much open desert like this. We were in a striker unit in 2nd Cavalry Regiment, and these are our striker vehicles. And what we did there is we would drive around to the local villages and Afghan border police stations to interact with the population and partner up with the border police. Okay, and there's a picture of me sitting down during a meeting, looking pretty disinterested. There's a picture of me chasing a goat at one of the police stations. And then 4 months after 4 months into our deployment, our commander said, L Company, you guys should go into Kandahar City. Because what had happened is in that area, a field artillery unit from 101st Airborne had been rendered combat ineffective like a month into their deployment. So they were sent home. Regional Command South had to reconfigure the area, and we filled in the gap. And what had happened is we moved to a small combat outpost in the middle of an Afghan village. And between the pomegranate orchards and the mountains, there's really no room for our vehicles. So we had to park them, and our legs were our vehicles from then on. And in order to fit all these large vehicles in such a tiny area, you have to be very good at Tetris. So this is a picture, I believe, from the Tower 1 looking into the southeastern area of our area of operation. This is from Tower 2 looking to the southwest of our area of operation. And this was my new room that I shared with 8 different people. And this is from Tower 1 looking north, looking into the combat outpost, and that's the mountain that our base is on the base of. All right, and this is looking east from that same tower into the village. As you can see, we're right in the middle of an Afghan village, and it was called Saragundi. And that's a picture of me. It was taken by the chaplain. Now, I had advised my chaplain not to go on patrol with this because our friendly neighbors to the west had their chaplain killed in combat. It was the first chaplain KIA since Vietnam. But he went anyways, and he took some really good pictures. And that's a picture of me clearing a culvert down here and some dead space over in the pomegranate orchard. Now, this is in the winter time. If it was in the spring or summer, it would be lush with vegetation, and you wouldn't be able to see very far. All right, there's a picture of us patrolling down Route Outlaw. I believe what we're doing in there is doing some route clearance operations with ground penetrating radar and mine detector, because you might be able to make out a couple craters right here from an unfortunate incident that happened earlier. All right, and there's a picture of us further down Route Outlaw, and that's the mountain in the background in which we're on the base of. And that is a picture from further back. I believe it's in the village of Northern Kargadak, and you can see a better picture of the mountain and the villages. I don't think you can make it out, but right over here is our outpost. I'll go back because the next picture is going to be taken from one of the caves that's somewhere up here in this mountain. I really enjoyed operating in small elements. As you can see me right here without my helmet, I'm really quick to downgrade into a comfortable uniform standard. But this overlooks almost our entire area of operation. Sarah Gundy, Shinkai Gundy, Sadat Gundy, Gunnigan, Northern Karganak, Southern Karganak, and those are the names of villages. I wasn't speaking in tongues. But one of the cooler missions that I've been on is we had a small team up in one of the caves like this. They'd observed some suspicious activity, and so I led a patrol down into the villages, and they were able to take an infrared beam and point out exactly where these people had ran off to. So I thought that was pretty cool. And there's a picture of me talking with one of the local friendly shopkeepers. There's a picture of me and a couple others, very complacent, not even observing any security posture at all. But here is the front of our combat outpost, at least the front corner. And there's the gate right there, and there's Tower 1. And here's a better idea of what it looks like in the spring and summer with a lush vegetation. I believe that's a pomegranate orchard, and most of our area consisted of lush vegetation like that. Pomegranate orchards, farm fields, even marijuana fields, to be honest. There's a picture of myself and Chris. Now, why is this picture significant? To show you this picture of my friend Chris, surrounded by plants that are illegal here in the United States. Now, this specific field took up an entire valley in between mountains, and it's the field that we refer to on the radio as we're passing as the field of dreams. And that's a picture of a sunset. I believe that was when we were still over on the border in Spinboldak. This is my favorite picture that I've seen from our deployment. This is us on patrol with the sun rising over the mountains. Well, cheers. All right. And that'll conclude my introduction. I hope you get to know a little more about me, and thank you for listening.
Wonderful. Dan, Dan, I guess you'll have a hard time following that, but you want to talk a little bit about the fundraiser for our last couple minutes?
Chris? You follow it. All right, guys. I know I've tried to be really high energy about these raffle sales, and I feel like I need to play my telethon music at this point, guys. We got to sell all these, and this is not even this stack represents what's not out there, obviously. So a lot of you have, to be honest, a handful of you have asked for just some extras. Remember, to meet our goal, we need you to sell more than 15. 15 is the minimum. That's the tax, so to speak. You got to sell those, but we need some more in order to reach our goal. We've all professed, guys, to want to have a really good fundraiser so that we can have money to support the good works around the world and around our community. The only way we can do that is if we have boots on the ground out there selling these things. All right, guys, so if you've sold your 15, there's still, 3 weeks to go? Yep. Yeah, so we got 3 weeks. You can sell more. Come get 10 more from me and get out there and sell them. Thanks.
How many do we have?
1,500 total.
1,500. No, how many do you have right there in your hand?
1,400. Yeah. That's not true. 1091 to, it's about 500.
We're going to have a lot of non-members of our club at the pig stock. Is there any possibility of having a pack, like a discounted pack, like,
I really don't want to take,
That's a cross-pollination.
take money
Probably
from
don't
that.
wanna-
If there's cash, I want it in our bucket.
It was so tempted to sell other things there, but I think probably not. Sarah, you want to talk about the auction a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. The auction's coming along, 3 weeks away. It's still not too late to ask. I told Dan this morning, some people you reach out to, they respond right away, they want to give something, and they're like, oh, you want to come pick it up tomorrow? I'm like, whoa, I thought I was going to have to chase you for a month and then come. So there's definitely, it's not too late to ask. For those of you who have donated things, thank you. actually won't be here the next 2 weeks, I'm traveling. But that following week we'll start collecting them. And so whether that's bringing them to Rotary, I cannot take anything the night of the event because we will have to have signage, we have to have numbers. There's a lot of coordination. Thank you, Marley, she's not here, but she's taken on that task. Lots of coordination that goes into that beforehand. So if you've sent me something that you've got, I've made a note of it and I've tracked it so I know what people have committed to. If you've mentioned you're asking someone, I also know that. So if you haven't told me you've guaranteed it, I'm going to follow up with you. Or if you don't follow up with me first. So if there are asks out there, it's not too late. Definitely calling individual businesses where you eat lunch, those types of things. I mean, a lot of people have been very successful getting a $20 gift certificate here at 3 or 4 different places, and those really add up to package with other items that we've gotten. We've gotten some great, exciting things. So I think it's going to be very, very, very successful for us. So a last push for that for any of those businesses you're out in front of.
Thank you. Eric, you want to talk? Oh, Kelly.
Dan,
yes.
I'm going to put a challenge to the club. Anybody that grabs an extra pack of raffle tickets to sell, and obviously we want you to sell them, but if you grab a pack, for everybody that grabs a pack, keep a name. I'm going to put your name in a drawing for the French Suite at Grandover. It's a 2-bedroom suite for you and another couple, with spa for 4 people, with golf for 4 people, with dinner for 4 people. That's a $3,000 bonus. Just those people that grab an extra pack to sell today, right now, I'm putting your name in a hat. And I'll tell you who it is next week.
That's
Good?
right, with an R.
Yeah. Grab an extra pack, keep a name, Chris.
And I'm going to meet that challenge. Anybody that takes an extra one, 2 extra ones. Postage meter.
How about a complimentary vet wellness thing? Throw that in there. How about a prayer?
I do have a good discount on the funeral service.
It's getting big. This is getting to be a really good package.
Well done. Rob's stamps have Rob's picture on them. So. Eric, you want to talk about ticket sales? Because I know we have a lot of ticket sales left to be done.
Yeah, so I have a stack also. I probably have about 200 tickets left. So far we have about 25 to 30 members that are actually partying with a purpose with us. So, this really isn't a party if you're not there. So hopefully you guys will get your ticket ordered. I'll send the link out again so you can sign online, or you can just see me right after, and I will write your name down with the number of tickets that you want. Thank you.
I'll speak for Cheryl as far as sponsorships go. If anybody's got one, let me know, today or tomorrow, because we're doing the printing for that. If there's something we've missed, we don't want to miss the sponsor in the printed material. Chip, how much money do we have in the budget to give away this year?
And as I understand it, and correct me if I'm wrong, we have a grand whopping sum total of $2,500. Year before last we gave, or was it last year we gave away, we had $17,000. And so anyway, we need to build this fundraiser back up where we can do some good out in the community. Now we do a lot of hands-on. We are a sweat equity club, potential new members. We get out and do stuff. We put roofs on. We cook pig. We clean up streets. We do all sorts of things. We go out to Camp Carefree and we build docks and buildings, refurbish buildings. We clean raccoon stuff out of the ceilings. We paint. We do all kinds of things. But it all takes money. It all takes money. And we only have one fundraiser every year for our club, and this is it. And so that's why it's important to get out and do this stuff, because we're helping people who cannot help themselves. Okay, and that's really our purpose here, whether it's children or adults or whatnot. I'm sorry to get so heavy here, but I'm sure Dan just wanted a quick word, but it's one of my passions, and that's why I'm a Rotarian. That's why I'm cooking pig. We help those children in Vietnam, and but this fundraiser, and it just happens they all came together at once. I know. I'm like fundraisered out, but I will find some way to meet the challenge by November the 2nd, and off we go. So we do it. But please, that's why we do what we do, and I thank you.
Chip, thanks.
So that, it cuts both ways though. We're hammered with fundraisers, right now, but then we're done for the year.
That's it.
I mean,
It's all over.
that's it. We're not being inundated with, handout all year long. This is it. We get it done, this couple of months and we're done for the year.
That's right. Thank you.
So we have 4 revenue streams for this event. We have the auction, we have ticket sales, we have the raffle, and we have sponsorships. So I would encourage everybody to go, am I pulling my weight? Have I done my share for this? We're a 65-member club, 67-member club. We can do this if everybody, commits to do their part. I think that's kind of what we got.
Steve has a comment.
Sorry, Steve, yes.
This is back, I'm sorry. Now, the fundraiser goes back to pig stock. We have a person from, a very nice lady, Deborah, from an unnamed club. And if there's a t-shirt left, she won't put money in our bucket, but she will buy a t-shirt.
Wonderful.
All right.
First choice back there.
There's a sign-up sheet will go out today, Google document sign-up for volunteering at the event on November 1st. So we'll need some folks to help with the auction and sign people in and whatnot, so please be generous with your time. I would encourage everybody, I hope nobody, we'll have set-up time and whatnot, but we'd love it for everybody to have an hour of a chore at the event and then just enjoy the rest of the evening. I don't want anybody working all, the whole event. So if everybody takes an hour, we'll all be great. So please see Eric and get the tickets.
Please,
That's it.
please.
All right, so pull a ticket there, last 3 numbers.
339.
339.
339. 339. 339.
What is that one? I don't know where.
Most of it.